Hey everyone. Hey, look, we are in week 6. You all are doing so well. This is such a fast-paced course, and I'm impressed with the work that you're doing and the willingness to go in and tweak and revise and work with it. That shows a lot of writerly maturity. So I'm excited. So here we are, week 6. We are heading into our last project of the semester. So I've already opened the rest of the semester, the rest of the last 3, really 2.5 modules of the semester. We are in week 6. I will go ahead and post this right here, but let's go ahead and start here. So we have one thing that will be due on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday night each. One thing each. Come on, that didn't open. There we go. And so I'm not going to do a whole lot of explanation here at all about our last writing project, the synthesized problem analysis, because I have a video right here where I go into detail about it, but read this over several times and repeatedly over the next few weeks to keep our mind focused on the plan. Because it is really easy to read it once and then slowly veer off into old practices or something we've done previously and not respond to this specific writing situation. And that's one of the key things for this class, the key lessons for this class, is that every writing situation, every situation where we're called on to write something is unique. It has a unique purpose. It's for a unique audience. It is a unique genre. And all of these decisions that largely dictate the effectiveness or the success of the writing happens even before we put pencil to paper or pen to paper or fingers to laptop keyboard. So all of those decisions help us cater our writing to the specific situation. So be sure to read this situation over several times and let me know what kind of questions you have or what ways that I can help you. And please, if you want to get on and talk about the project over Zoom, I promise I am nice. I am here to help you. It is really low key and I would really enjoy helping you if anybody wants to do that. Just let me know or just join my regular office hours. And yeah. All right. And so we're synthesizing this essay and we're synthesizing the research to write this problem analysis. And I mentioned before, synthesis is simply bringing together different parts and to create a new whole. And we are bringing together these, 4 or 5 sources and including ourselves, our own experience. So these unique 6 people, 6 individuals into a conversation with one another. And what's exciting is nobody in the world has ever done this before. You're the first person, you're the only person who could ever do this. Bring these 5 people together because it includes yourself, and you are going to look at the problem and present to your audience what the problem looks like and what should be done based on what those 5 people or 6 people have to say about it. Okay? And so this synthesizing can be tricky, but there's this great method. And I have a template here to help you. And this is going to be kind of a discussion, not kind of, it is a discussion. Is it a discussion board? No, it's just an assignment. Let me double check. Okay, I'm easily confused, obviously. I have a little note here on how to embed a photo in Canvas, but that doesn't really apply here because this is an assignment, not a discussion board. So this mentions embedding it in a Canvas discussion board, but don't worry about that. But what you're going to do is you're going to open this template. And this is simply a template that shows you how to create kind of a cognitive mapping of your sources and what they have to say. And so as you start off doing this, get a piece of paper. It can be small, it can be big. The larger, I think, the better. And this helps us to simply see the patterns, right? So you're going to write your author or stakeholder, the name of the author right across the top. Then you're going to name the title of the articles, keep those on track. And then you're going to write the main argument or thesis from each one. And after that, the points that stood out to you. So this first one, they might have talked about 4 points. This second one might have made 3 points. And find them. All of these people should be talking about the same issue or phenomenon. And so the chances that they are, sharing different ideas or agreeing on certain things and disagreeing on certain things concerning that topic is going to be pretty common. And so you're going to list everything out. And so once you list everything out, then you're going to be able to recognize the common points of discussion. Okay, you'll say, okay, this guy's second point and this fourth person's first point, they're talking about the same thing. That's a common point of discussion. Okay, this person and this person, they're talking about the same thing. They might disagree, but they're still talking about the same thing. That's the second point of discussion. So you'll fill those out. And as you look here, this is what you're doing. First of all, the SOAR method, you're going to select the sources that you will gather, which you already have. You are going to organize them on the piece of paper or in your mind. And then you're looking for the associations. Where do they agree? Where do they disagree? How do they, talk about the same things? Maybe they bring in different kinds of evidence to support different arguments or different sides of a same, argument. And you will just look at those situations. And then once you have it all down on paper, let me open it up. You'll sit back and you will do some reasoning and kind of some judgment to see, okay, what do I see? What are the common points of discussion that I can share with my audience in my essay to give them a well-rounded view of what this problem looks like? Okay, so read over the directions, and here's some examples of previous students who have done the same thing. And it's very helpful in just getting everything organized on a single piece of paper where you can look at it as a whole and kind of wrap your mind around it. Then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be picking and naming the audience. So you have the choice of audience that you are going to be writing for. And it's got to be an audience that you need to persuade. So you're not going to be preaching to the choir. You've got to find an audience that you feel needs to be persuaded that this issue or phenomenon is happening. So read over the directions here. This is a great organizer, this worksheet, that you're going to name your audience, and then you're going to analyze this audience. The more we analyze and the more we get to know an audience, the more we can cater our writing to that specific audience, because we're just not writing out for anyone. We're not just simply writing for ourselves. You're not writing for me. Please do not write for me. I'm going to eavesdrop, but don't write for me, because we need to learn how to cater our writing to specific audiences. And so this is going to help us do that. And then finally, the last thing we're going to be doing here is I love this activity actually, because I love TED Talks. And it's interesting, a lot of speeches, and especially TED Talks, even though they're expressed orally, they are organized. I mean, they're obviously written first and practiced and rehearsed, and they are organized in the same way that a writer would organize an argument when they are trying to persuade an audience. And so we're going to look at this really interesting Malcolm Gladwell TED Talk on David and Goliath, and look at how he organizes his argument and how he brings in evidence to support every point that he makes. And let's see, here is a little template that will help guide you. This gives you a little bit of explanation and a little bit of a head start on how he organizes his information. I even start the beginning of it for you. Okay, and that's it for this week. So let me know if you have any questions on the assignment, on this writing project, or any of these smaller assignments. Other than that, have a really great week. Okay.